everybody. Welcome to week number 4 of the Smite World Championship. My name is hi-rez Bart. To my immediate left, screen right, the one and only DM Brandon.
Good morning, everybody. Check this out. Watch this.
Ow! It feels so good.
Welcome to week 5 of the Smite World Championship qualifying series, everybody. Today, we are going to see, I think, our normal route here. Dignitas back into the bracket, still first seed. Cognitive sitting at their cool second seat right now. And I think this will be the week that if they win, they could take back over that first seed spot that they had during the initial qualifying series for the launch tournament.
We will certainly see. What's your prediction? Cog or Dig?
It's hard to say. I know Dig's been, in the last couple weeks, haven't been as strong as they were in the first 2 weeks that we saw them, but I know they're hungry. They've been playing a lot this week. I've been watching the scrims. I've been watching the ranked games. Lassus is definitely going to get a big buff this week because with the warrior nerfs, you have to note that Hercules is one of his best characters, and despite the fact that he's a warrior, he got buffed into the heavens, now probably top 3 in the game. And with these warrior nerfs, Loki becomes, I think, indirectly stronger, as of most of his counters are now kind of maybe not in play as much as they would have been in the previous weeks.
Yeah, I think the you'll see hyper carries and burst styles be more and more popular and potent as the meta continues to settle around things like Mercury, who seems to be a big winner in this patch.
Yeah, Mercury is very, very, very strong. Hunbot's still very, very, very strong. And
yeah.
Most notably, I think the best character right now, I think we're going to see first pick, first ban every game is going to be Scylla.
Sure.
Tons of damage, great escape, and I don't think she has any counter matchups. She doesn't do super great against Poseidon in laning phase, but with Poseidon's weakened movement speed, he's not going to have as easy of a time going into the end game.
Yeah, the issue there is that the Whirlpool will cancel your ability to use the Sentinel, right, your primary escape. Also notable that Agni got nerfed in this patch. We did see him played quite a bit last week by MLC Stealth.
That's right. The CC immunity got taken off, which is something that we have not had. I mean, that's something that's been part of Agni's kit for the longest time.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, that was a big staple.
It's one of the original buffs.
Yeah, I mean, getting out of Ares chains, dashing through cripples. I mean, that kind of stuff was really important for Agni. And with that being gone, that could hurt him a lot. Though there was an indirect buff where now you can use the Noxious Fumes right after the Flame Wave and get a stun, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, chasing out the Flame Wave with the stun. I mean, it's pretty typical to hit confirm that and damage.
Yeah.
Because you got to cast it immediately, but you can definitely stun somebody without a Meteor now, which is pretty serious, or without putting yourself out of position. So I guess it kind of goes both ways, right? Like you get the ability to stun without using your ultimate.
But you lose CC immunity.
So probably not a great trade-off, honestly, if you're talking about is it a buff or not. But, I mean, and when I say they have like an original buff, I'm pretty sure that was like one of the first buffs that ever happened in Smite was Agni's dash getting CC immunity. So
wasn't that also one of the first nerfs? Was Path of Flames was just like taken down from 1,000,000 damage down to like regular damage?
Yeah, that's right. It was doing so much damage. It was like now it just full clears the wave at level 1. It used to like full clear the wave and kill the person at level 1.
Yeah, that's true. So our first game of the day is going to be Full Moon, a team that we have seen before, and Paragon.
That's right. Paragon, we know less about them. We know some about Full Moon. I win, you lose. I believe the captain of that team. It's been a bumpy ride for them. They've made it out of the round of 32 a couple times, out of the round of 16. I think I want to say once, maybe twice for Full Moon. Their path today. Let me actually grab the brackets here. So if they're able to beat Paragon Gaming here with Full Moon, they go on to face Snipe right away in the round of 16, which is a pretty tough matchup.
That is rough. I mean, Snipe, current third seeded in North America. Fairly dominant up until the semifinals, where they usually find a rough patch fighting Cog. But it should be noted they have made it to the finals once. Now, 5th seed, Critisaurus. This is a team that I don't think we're talking about enough. We see them scrimming every week. They're playing a ton of ranked games, and I think they're one of the hungrier teams. But unfortunately for them, as the 5th seed in the later rounds, they have to go up against that 4th seed, and that's going to be the game changers. Their roadblock.
Yes, but they do get a decent matchup in the round of 16. In either Resist or Weapons of War, a game that they should be able to win.
Right.
So at least making it to the round of 8 would be our expectations for Critisaurus this week. And looking at Critisaurus, what's interesting to me, sitting at the 5 seed, is they actually have more points than the 5 Angry Men, who is a team that was formerly a pro team.
That's right. 5 Angry Men has had some serious roadblocks in Snipe. That 3 to 6 seed matchup has been pretty difficult for them. But it should be noted that D2F has been disbanded.
That's right.
And they've picked up maybe the star player in DJ Pernicus.
Is Pern playing for 5 Angry Men this week, though? I don't know.
Apparently he was main roster.
Last week, that's what we heard. But then I was talking to Adonis, and he was saying that's not what actually happened. and that we got bad information from production. Shout out to Brad. But we don't know this week. I mean, I guess we can get clarification from the admins in a break as to if he is checked in on the roster. But I would expect probably, yeah. I don't see why they wouldn't try to snatch him up.
He's a very, very good player.
Also, is Kiki playing for return this week? We don't know.
I think Kiki is one of the best players in North America, period. Not most underrated, not most overlooked. I think he is one of the best players in North America.
Wow.
He's up there on my list with Lassus and Snoopy and all these guys that we talk about a lot. That kid is incredible. He has great theory crafting. He's constantly playing gods in matchups you wouldn't expect. Maybe not to the same tone that we saw Anatoly using Ares in the solo lane and somehow out-clearing tier, but there's definitely a lot. But we're going to be getting into the first game in just a second, guys. This should be pretty exciting, honestly. I mean, we have a really good bracket today. I really want to get into that. Did Game Changers go? I think Game Changers might have it this week.
They are due for a win. I can tell you that much.
Yeah,
definitely a team that looks very, very strong. Having some trouble knocking off the top teams, but still quite potent. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving into our first game of the day. It's going to be Full Moon on the left, Paragon Gaming on the right.
Oh, my God.
We are getting
Bart.
underway, and what a mystery as to why they would ban something like Hercules. I don't expect you'll be seeing much Hercules or Scylla today.
Unless you're counting on the bottom right there.
That's right. Well, I mean, these are the type of bans that we see normally in tournament play in the early rounds. You'll see the flavor of the month gods banned out primarily until you get to the later rounds where Dignitas will do things like ban Aphrodite and leave open the Hercules, would be my expectation.
Okay, I respect that. We see a Poseidon nerf coming out, a character that did get some hits in the most recent patch, so I'm a little bit suspect on this one. But Full Moon doesn't have to ban Scylla here. That can be a really strong first pick. They can force out the Hunbot Scylla pick here, which is look like that's what they're going to do. They're guaranteed one or the other, which means they're going to get a top tier here, Bard, and that's going to help them in their early game.
How do you think Bastet's doing now? I'm after her nerfs.
She's doing pretty well. I mean, you just can't be as reckless. You have to have a thought process when you decide to jump into 4 people.
It seems like you can just pick up Mir now, or Sobek.
Yeah. Oh, well, there goes the Tiny Terror. Scylla
so
is
we'll be
out of here. This has to be bots. I mean,
it'll be bots.
Thor's really strong.
Yeah. I was playing Thor some last night and ranked, not doing very well, but he's definitely very potent. I didn't lose the game for my team, which is abnormal. But Jag Predator is going to be drafting for Full Moon here, and they're going to be looking at picking up the bots. It looks like here, and they're going to lock that in, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean that's a smart pickup. There's no reason not to grab him. Great mobility, insane damage, and pretty decent clear. I mean, he doesn't really have a ton of weaknesses. Over on the right side, we see an Afro pickup. Chang'e was not nerfed. Thor, I love here. They're going to have to get stuff. They're going to have to be linked up here because Thor gets caught out of position or Aphrodite gets heal reduced. It's just going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, the good news is that Thor, generally speaking, builds into the Aegis Amulet as part of his kit, and that does quite well against bots. I mean, because if you think about what bots does, all of his damage comes out during that Fear No Evil period past, 5-6 minutes in the game. Well, Fear No Evil, try to crit you, overhead smash, try to crit you, and then teleport to you and try to crit you again.
We saw a hover there onto Agni. I like the hover onto Agni. I thought it was a good.
Well, they're gonna do it again.
That's fine. Grab him, pick
the
him.
hover's so nice they did it twice.
Okay. Apollo, though. This character right now, I think, is the only hunter in top tier. Audacity plus Dev Gloves is just, or Dev's Gauntlets.
Devourer's Gauntlets.
Devourer's Gauntlets. OP.
Pretty
good.
Love it. A lot of HP back. But Brawler's Beat Stick.
All right, so option back over to Shenanigans here on Paragon. Ice is still available. I think we're going to wind up seeing a lot of her this week. I wonder what they were going to see here.
Habwa.
You think, okay, Habwa's still available. Been very strong since the Warrior nerf. Now, even with this option here, you should be considered. They're going to go into the ban phase, and the Agni Apollo draft
Isis
did not pick up a Chang'e, which means the Chang'e ban here would stop Aphrodite and Isis from losing their healing, and that would be so strong.
I think they'll probably ban Hades over Chang'e.
Really?
Hades kind of the more favored counter in high-level ranks. Yeah, in the lane.
I mean, both the characters do pretty well against her, but then in the late game, you're trading Pillar of Agony for Waxing Moon, and that's not an option I would make.
That's true. I don't know, man.
I like. Actually, you know what? Let me take
ban
it
the
back.
Raw. Okay.
I like this ban. This is a strong ban. I actually think Raw was a smarter pick, maybe even over the Agni or the Isis. I mean, the character's super strong, easy to confirm his abilities, and I think slow, most underrated ability right now. Divine Light is just what 7
It's
million
insane.
percent.
It slows you for like 30, 40, 50% for like
90 minutes.
Yeah, I think 2 games. Yeah, it's crazy because that ability, like what most people don't know is that it like is underrated.
Yeah.
Right. It's super underrated, and that ability continues to slow you if it detonates. Right. It's like you're being slowed, and then you're still in range when it pops, and then you get slowed. And if you have general isolation, you get slowed on your slow that was slowing you. So it's really, really gross. I mean, Ra is definitely one of the only gods that's capable of going toe-to-toe in pretty much any role against any god because of that ability, primarily.
So we're going to see a hover, and it looks like a lock onto Miss Neath. Uller getting passed over thanks to those nerfs. And we did see an Artemis ban in the second round here, but Option went in. It looks like they picked up Neath. Option's back over to Full Moon here. We're seeing a hover onto Athena, and now a hover onto Miss Nua.
Where are they going to put her? Solo?
I guess solo. I mean, she can't. Aphrodite can't outpush her.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's a good stall. It's a perfectly fine stall tactic.
I mean, if you consider late game, Neath and Isis are going to have a lot of trouble with Pillars of Heaven. Rotating around in team fights with that up, Thor maybe not so much. Aphrodite can get herself around it, but Isis is going to be shut away.
I'd be more concerned about the combination of the Confound and Pillar or the Hunbot Sphere and the Pillar. Because you can force people through them pretty well with that comp. Looking at the last pick here for Paragon in just a moment, let's talk about the Neath quickly. Neath and Thor together on a team is very hard to deal with in the early game, especially when you're Agni, who doesn't get CC immunity during your dash anymore.
Oh, that's right, which means he gets hit by a Tectonic Rift or a Whirlwind.
They're going to look at the Zhonger.
Oh,
they're going to lock the Zhonger.
Well,
heyo.
You know, last week we saw, or a couple weeks,
does that put him in the
this being
solo?
played. Yeah, we've seen him a lot.
Or is that support Zhang? What the hell's going on here? They running support Aphrodite?
I guess support Afro, solo Zhang, mid Isis, Neath and Hunter, Thor, and jungle, or it could be support Thor, but then who would jungle? Isis?
I don't know. The magical bruiser, though, of Zhang Kuei, like, he's been buffed a few times after his major nerfs.
Right.
And now probably one of the last remaining vestiges of the old warriors, right?
Okay, I could see that.
You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of got that front-liney, bruisery feel now that, the Odins and whatnot are out of the world. And Hercules banned out.
Actually, interesting. Chalk was overlooked here.
Chalk not picked. Neither is Osiris, for what it's worth. Both.
I like him.
Both bruisers that have a lot of potential in the late game, especially.
I like Osiris. I think he's strong. I think he's just a little bit awkward in terms of where he needs to be able to do damage. I don't think people are used to it yet. It's going to be kind of like Scylla, where in a couple weeks she's going to start winding up in the meta, or rather he, I should say, not talking about Scylla anymore. And I think he could do some. I think he could do some good damage. He has good CC, great damage mitigation, but he was overlooked here. I have to assume that it's going to be Afro support.
Yeah, you would think so, unless they want to run Zhang support, which would be truly game breaking. But we'll find out here if the man with a nipple ring will lead Paragon to victory, or if it'll be Full Moon with their Hunbots, Nua, and Athena combination ripping through the enemy team. Soon enough, I guess.
There's a lot of globals here. We have Apollo, we have Athena, and we have Neath. I mean, and
Thor.
I guess Thor. Yeah,
Thor.
It's semi-global. It's global enough. It's close. It has a huge range. And then, circular protection. There's a lot of surprise damage that can happen here. Not to mention, Hunbots could go into blink. Either way, he's going to have at least one teleport and one jump. I mean, there's a lot of surprise damage that's going to come out from either team.
Yeah, I like the Athena pick to counter the globals of Paragon for Full Moon, but I got to tell you, man, I don't really think that not picking Bacchus or Sobek here was a great choice. The healing reduction built in those kits would have really helped out a lot.
Especially on Sobek. I mean, that's 90% with Divine Ruin, man. That's rough.
But, guys, that does take us into our 3-minute countdown, where we will be right back with game number 1 out of the round of 32 for the North American Smite World Championship week number 4. It's Full Moon versus Paragon up next. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to week number 4 of the Smite World Championship. It's the round of 32, and it's actually week number 5. We'll be seeing Full Moon versus Paragon Gaming. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce your teams. The blue team, fighting on the bottom side of the minimap and the left side of your spectator UI, wearing the blue trunks, and they are the order team. It is Full Moon. They are Jag Predator in the Minas Agni. I win, you lose is going to be your solo lane Nua. D. Gooden matching up with Instinctivity for the Apollo and Athena dual lane. And it will be Jungle Bots for B. Blazed. On the other side of the map, where Athena's being harassed a bit by Sneaky Pineapple on that early warding, it is Team Paragon. They are the Chaos team wearing the red trunks. Top side of your minimap, right side of your spectator UI. It will be Isis in the mid lane for Blackout. Sure Shenanigans will be matching up with what we assume to be the Sneaky Pineapple for the dual lane Neath and Aphrodite. Thor out of the jungle for the Plague, and Penguins for life will be your solo lane. Zhonger.
So, right off the bat, we're going to see the double Bumba's Mask coming out. Neither team willing to go for the Death Toll early. They're both going to actually opt into that Potion of Physical Might as well, so that's 800 gold that they will be throwing away by the 5-minute mark. So they're going to try to get that damage's worth as soon as possible. I think the one major thing to really note here is that Rip Heartseeker, hello Dev's Gloves.
Yeah, oh yeah. Dev's Gloves double stack start. So it's interesting. I think this is the oh wait, we have an invade on the right side here for the red team. They're going to actually pick up both of those mid camps with the dot from Zhonghui. So an early invade yields Paragon both of the camps at a early about 100 gold advantage. Congratulations to them. They're going to attempt to steal in the blue as well on the right side here, Brandon.
I mean, why not go for it? You can see the damage going on to Hun Bots there, which is doing a lot. They're trying to move forward. Both teams are going to fight for this one. A lot of damage coming through, but he was able to heal by getting that Hand of the Gods off, but I don't see Zhang having that same advantage.
Oh, the slow.
Oh my god, they really got that slow off onto 2 people, and look at the pressure. Level 2 now, he used the exercise. He's not going to get a heal for that, and now even though they're level 2 with a small advantage, neither of them has the ability to fight at this point, so they're going to have to back off.
Yeah, stealing the blue away from that Nuwa in the solo lane isn't really going to help that much, right? I mean, Nuwa doesn't, strictly speaking, have mana problems. The passive from the Flame Strike lasts so long that she can, stall a lane on very, very efficient mana usage.
Hunbot's low health, low mana, going to be running into the jungle here, assuming to, I guess, get some of his mana back using that Bumba's Mask passive. He's rotating around, maybe looking for an opportunity here, but nothing gained so far. Mid lane, it looks like they're just kind of clearing the wave here. Neither one getting too aggressive. They're even trying not to hit each other with abilities as to not turn the Archer damage in a very quiet dual lane to start.
Yeah, we'll check in on the dual lane here where you see the Neath and Aphrodite lane. Neath, not normally the god you see paired with Aphrodite. Normally it's more of an in-hander like Apollo here is the normal matchup. Apollo can just play so aggressive and really utilize the back off, where Neath has a lot more trouble closing that distance.
We're getting close to the 2-minute mark. No first blood just yet, and you can see, despite the fact that both of the people both in the solo lane have gotten very aggressive in the beginning on the red team, neither one actually fell there, which is a pretty decent win. Mid lane, we're seeing some damage come out. You're going to see Blackout take some damage from the push there, but it should be noted that Jag did that defensively. It did lose a couple creeps to the tower there. Left side, Apollo forced to use the moves to get away. Athena trying to juke, but Aphrodite, and oh, look at the damage come out. He's going to be put pretty low, and now check out the health on these two. They're going to be stuck behind that tower, especially after a very nice unravel.
Yeah, the unravel hitting both there. D good and quite low. Devourer's Gloves rank 2, however. That's an early back that you can pick those up, and I think that as the changes to the game become more and more mature and the players understand the development, I guess, and evolution of the meta, that there will be some timings that really punish this Devourer's Gloves. For example, if you pick up the Death Toll Heartseeker still against this, and you're able to bully the lane a bit, it forces them back so early to finish off the Devourer's Gloves that you should be able to get about a level ahead off of that wave that they're missing as long as you have decent lane control. So for now, it's definitely the flavor of the week. Probably will be the flavor for some time, but I don't know that Devourer's Gloves is always going to be the most efficient start, but check the mid lane here where Blackouter could be in some trouble. Gonna get, not stunned out by Agni there. A pretty big misplay, and Blaze is going to get bopped by Blackout under tower.
Level 4, Hunbot's got a little bit too greedy. Right side, Zhang Kui is in some trouble as well. A lot of missed shots here. The Exorcism's going to heal a little bit. One more good shot will do it. She needed about 2 auto attacks or a flame strike, and it doesn't look like she had that available to him. Zhang Kui getting very patient, just sitting under that tower, ensuring... Oh, wait, mid lane! Jag in some trouble! Ultimate coming out. Anvil of Dawn from Thor's going to find them another kill. Paragon is up 2-0.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. It was a pretty easy kill onto Isis, but the bomb combination stun for Agni missed, which then turned into a Hunbot's death in the mid lane, which is very, very unfortunate for them. But then Thor rotates in and finds the kill once again for Paragon, putting them up 2-0. Now it's D Good and in a lot of trouble here. Has already used the moves, does successfully mez out the Isis Wing Gust, but he will make it out of there in time on the Apollo Chariot. So a little bit of a wasted rotation from Paragon.
Yeah, but that was a really strong mez right there. Got 2 people, he dodged a few Neath shots, was able to get right back up. Pillars of Heaven, low cooldown on the right side, has opted and burned down the Zhang Kui health once again. But I Win You Lose is out of mana at this point, and at the 430 mark is going to be forced back. Very awkward position he's in right now because the blue buff's going to respawn. He doesn't have enough mana to clear safely. I mean, this is a dangerous point in the game for him.
Yeah, but I mean, he does have 1,700 gold and the makings of the Warlock sash already sitting on the uncommon sash rank 1, so it's going to be a really, really absurdly early Warlock sash for the Xiangqui with that start, with the steal on both the camps.
All right, so we're about 5 minutes into the game. The camps have respawned. Left side, you're going to see the blue going down top and bottom. Right side, the bottom one, or rather the top one, has been taken for quite some time, whereas we see it's just finally getting taken over here on the right side. Top still has about 2 minutes left because of the late push into that blue buff. I Win You Lose right now, level 7, and Strange Xiangqui has actually kept up. If he can get through this early game, he'll have a much easier time in the end game, especially compared to Nua. Neither of them has a major team fight presence, but Pillars of Heaven and Recall Demons, for that short amount of time they're up, can really turn the tides.
Yeah, and the thing is that Xiangqui is winning this lane. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He was all the way down to about 8 HP, and has come back. But check the middle lane here. As Isis takes a lot of damage, in comes the Thor. However, Agni is in trouble. There's an ETH ultimate out. That is a guaranteed kill. Blaze not in position to block that. Sneaky Pineapple wants to dive this tower. Gonna find the Birds of Love on top of Blaze as well, and that's going to slow down the Hunbots' ability to jungle here. Even with that Bum's Mask, luckily for him, not a lot of camps up for him to take. He'll just go sneak these backside XP camps, which should heal him up sufficiently to take them safely. But there it is. I mean, that's a 6-minute Warlock sash for Xiangqui.
I think Thor is leveling Berserker's Barrage and not Mjolnir's Attunement. How strange. Normally when we see the top junglers now, notably Xing, pick up Thor, they're leveling the teleport, which does close to 700 or 800 damage at level 9. An incredible number, whereas Berserker Barrage is going to hit for 300 to 400 depending on mitigation, not nearly as much, maybe a little bit higher, but generally speaking, Mjolnir's combo is just a little bit stronger, so to see him going for that Berserker Barrage combo is very strange, but I can't argue against it. I mean, it's working out. He's 1-0-1 right now at second highest farm in the game. Also, level 8 is very high for the jungler at this point.
Well, you have... I don't know. It's interesting, right? Because between the Apollo, Agni, bots, and Athena, it's a lot of escapability, which makes Mjolnir's Attunement a little bit less easy to guarantee, perhaps, is his thinking here. But you could make that same argument for why you wouldn't want to pick up Berserker Barrage, because they're going to be able to escape your local player damage as an Isis Ball stuns out a would-be gank in the mid lane. Blackout and Sneaky Pineapple going to go ahead and fall back. Check the right lane, however, though Nua's going to be in a lot of trouble here. Penguins for Life does have the damage up. They're going to use the stun. She's going to try to use the Pillars of Heaven. Hasn't taken a lot of damage right now, and a beautiful Flame Strike. But Thor's going to go deep here. He's up in the ultimate, going to crash out. They find the stun, but do they have the follow-up damage? No ultimate from Zhang there. I'm assuming that he hasn't leveled it yet, and yeah, that's rough, because that would have definitely been a kill.
That was very surprising.
Is this a Telkines? It is. It's a Telkines for I Win, so... very early Telkines, and a very rare item.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to buy it, buying it early is huge. Not to mention on Nua, that Telkines will proc off the 50% AoE damage that the fire gives. So the fire is going to be swinging for about 100 damage at this point, meaning her wave clear is going to be outrageous. Yeah,
and I mean, there's also a decent reason for old Penguins for Life to pick one up. At this point, I mean, he's got the Warlock Sash already. Telkine's wearing a pretty safe laning item, helps him a lot against the creeps with his clear. It does proc off the sash as well. I wouldn't expect it because the auto attack Xiangqui build is extremely unreliable. Let's hold that thought, however, as it does look like Apollo's going pretty deep here in the shenanigans with Thor having a nice angle behind him. That plague on the Thor for Paragon has no ultimate. I don't think they have enough damage even with the Mjolnir's Attunement. They do on the backside hit, and that's why you should max that ability. But he wasn't. You're right. He's definitely not.
Had he been, he wouldn't have needed to even use Berserker Barrage there, but you can see the real damage potential that comes out from Mjolnir's. I mean, Berserker's is a decent move, does a lot of damage, good AoE, great for jungle clearing, but Mjolnir's Attunement just hits so hard. And, a lot of people have been asking, why are we doing it now as opposed to late, before? Why is everyone switching to leveling that now? It was massively increased in movement speed and timing to ensure that you can attack before and after it much faster than you used to be able to, on top of the fact that it travels so much faster, which it's a much better allowance of the double proc, and if you get it, oof.
Yeah, and it's easier to confirm it off your stun, quite a bit easier. I mean, it's guaranteed now, where before you had to kind of wiggle at the end to stay kind of in sync with their movements as well.
So 0 to 4 at the 9-minute mark here. 1,000 to 24,000, about a 2K difference overall. On top of the fact that there's a 2,700 experience difference as well. Paragon just has complete control, but really one good Gold Fury attempt and maybe a kill will do something. And they're looking for the kill now, but Agnew not willing to go in, just leaving Athena to the dogs here. She takes about half his health. Left side, D-Good taking a lot. No weave busted there just yet. He will get out safely. He has a lot of mana available to him, but not a lot of health. Not enough sustain to really warrant going back in.
No, yeah, but he does have those Devo's gloves, and that'll, or gauntlets, I'm sorry, and that'll pop him right back up quickly. But Athena, man, a non-issue in this game. A Sneaky Pineapple's been a lot more effective at rotating around, healing up the Isis, healing up the Neath when she needs it. Doing a little bit of pressuring in the lane here and there, finding a couple kiss-outs underneath towers and throwing out some extra damage. But on the other side, Instinctivity, the first ultimate we saw to the Athena was onto a Hunbot and a fail gank that got turned around on them. And we haven't really seen her bail anyone out just yet out of those 4 deaths that the team already has.
So as we break through the 10-minute mark, Fire Giant's going to be available here. And while it's a little bit too early, it should be noted that Nuwa does have clay minions available to him. They can tank it up early, reduce a lot of the damage they take. They have a lot of burst damage on that team as well. I mean, taking a look, they have Nuwa for damage, Apollo with Audacity, and Dev Gloves probably close to stack. Hunbots has very high crit potential, even without crit items, and on top of Agni, I mean, that could be really big. So an early Fire Giant is possible, but with how aggressive and how controlling Paragon has been, it's going to be hard for Full Moon to put themselves in a situation to get an objective like that. Obviously, first we're going to be looking
Apollo
towards
ultimate in the mid lane. He's rocking in, and they're going to try to put other damage onto Black Outer, but the Aphrodite ultimate is there, thrown out up in the air. Neath ultimate already used. He's going to stun out Instinctivity. The Hunbot's ultimate got to break up the Berserker Barrage, however. The Spirit Ball coming through, doing a lot of damage. I don't think any kills get secured. Yes, they do, as the rotation from Neath is good. Auto attacks coming through. She wants to dive this tower. 2 more auto attacks for the Apollo. The Unravel's going to miss. She's going to backflip, but still be in range. Oggy Bomb's coming through. That's a stun onto 4. There's a Flame Wave. A lot of damage from Jack Predator, but do they have enough? He does not indeed. The turnaround and collapse by Paragon is good. It trades his life for the life of a Neath, but she doesn't have Heartseeker. That trade becomes less and less potent as the Devourer's Gloves, but hold that thought, DM, right side lane.
Check. I mean, Zhang keeps putting himself in this situation and never seems to get pushed down completely for it. He's a little bit too tanky, but I think he's overstayed his welcome. He's underestimating the Telkine's damage. He's looking for something. Recall Demons is activated, but boom! Flame Strike's going to hit, and Full Moon now is going to be on the board for 2 kills as Thor rotates over, but we'll find nothing but fog.
Yeah, not sure if that was a, if he was waiting on his cooldown, I didn't check it there, or if he was trying to bait out a kill guarantee once you got the tower aggro, but I think an earlier application of his ultimate there, if he would have had it, certainly would have driven her off.
Did you notice that Neath was actually looking to kill that Apollo with backflip? She was just aiming at the hole. She was just looking for the backflip kill. I think that's one of the most satisfying kills in the game.
Oh, man, I hate that ability.
You don't got to tell me. Thatch was actually talking about it. It's one of the easiest to counter abilities in the game, and at the same time, one of the hardest abilities to counter in the game.
Yeah, it's the fact that it slows in front of you while moving you back. Hold that thought, mid lane, Black Outer in some trouble. Yeah, you're
not
dead.
This time.
And so let's have a chatty poo here, DM, about Penguins for Life build. This looks like it's going to be the Stack City.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a Book of Thoth, I would imagine. I can't imagine he's going for Soul Reaver at the 13-minute mark, but that's a pretty early Book of Thoth also. His farm is really good in this solo lane.
I mean, if you're going to pick up the Book of Thoth, something like that early is going to be great. And, I mean, think about Book of Thoth gives you so much damage. On top of the fact that he already has Warlock Stash, which, don't hold me to this, I think is 110 magical stacked up. So, I mean, between those 2 items and the Bam Shroud, I mean, he's going to be looking at close to 600 or 700 million damage. Which is going to be, I mean, that's all Zhang really brings to the table at this point. He needs that damage. I like the build.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really greedy, but like we said, Nuwa really a kind of stall the lane style of God. Not necessarily a really, really potent killer. Really more of putting pressure on your lane and putting pressure on your towers. So, Zhang Kuei perfectly capable of stalling those out. Left side lane, though.
You see this Neath positioning? Beautiful. I mean, she's in trouble here. That backflip was awesome, actually.
Oh, there's going to be a dunk.
Thor finds his way in. That's going to be a double for Plague. That was one of the most silly backflips I've ever seen until he hit the double root. Incredible.
Yeah, unfortunately, Full Moon played right into that one.
I mean, they kind of let that one happen. They saw our backflip. We're like, we're going to fight. Hold on. There's a Hunbot's ultimate that's getting ready to come out over here. As the Ice Ultimate comes out, it's detonated.
Why did
Gold
he
Fury,
steal it?
so low. It still gets confirmed by the Plague there. Would have been an easy steal for Blaze with a single crit. They're going to try to chase him down, but there's going to be an Ogni there to hold them off for now. So a pretty big swing now in favor of the boys of Paragon. Taking a look. No, I'm sorry. Full Moon did get that.
Yeah, Full Moon did get it. Blaze had the opportunity to kill it with the overhand smash, but didn't find the opportunity. It did get taken on the back end, as Blaze did find a kill as well. So they traded a 2 for 0, eventually turning that into a 2 for 1 plus Gold Fury with proper counterplay. Full Moon put themselves back in the game with that one.
Yeah, I mean, 100% they did. 400 gold now separate the teams. The experience advantage still pretty heavily in favor of Paragon, about 2,500. But, I mean, they've closed that gap pretty well. And something definitely to point out here. With that Gold Fury, I Win You Lose has got a level up now on Penguins for Life on that Zhang Kuei, who had his number definitely through the early game. The Plague seems to be all over the map. Dunking down on to the Nuwa. Not even going to bother with his stun. Going to go straight into the Berserker Barrage and finish it off with a Mjolnir's Attunement. Kill going the way of Penguins for Life. And he's going to go ahead and finish off a Bucket Toth at 15 minutes.
Oh, but left side, the boxing match has gotten real. Neathler's going to be the first one to back off of this one. Unravel's going to hit, but it's not going to be good. One shot canceled into that beautiful, so beautiful. One more shot's going to finish it up. Good kill. Is he going to be able to get out of there? He took some damage. The birds are active, but I think he'll have gotten just enough. That one is thanks to Athena. The damage
the damage mitigation.
Beautiful.
You're absolutely right. Damage mitigation coming up from her ultimate there is what made the back off not do enough damage to seal the deal.
Not to mention, back off doesn't do as much damage as it did last week.
That's true. About 50 base damage taken off the top rank, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, at level 12, it's probably 40 right now, but still, 2 meteors in the mid lane and a flame wave missed. You can see Blackout trying to find something. He does have his ultimate available to him, so he will be able to keep himself alive a little while longer, but I wouldn't get crazy here. I mean, the bait opportunity is just a little bit too risky, in my opinion, but check out Afro here. Oh, no, they're not going to collapse onto that. They're going for mid.
Yep, and that's a dead bird. As the Plague's going to try to come back through and put us some damage, but he's going to find himself in the middle of 4, and there's a Hunbot's ultimate. Luckily, the beat's activated, but can't go to Mjolnir's Attunement.
Bang.
Oh, over the top comes the overhand smash. A sneaky Pineapple rotates in. Zhang Kuei's here, and that's going to be a kill onto D Good, and the Neath ultimate already used. It's going to be tough for them to secure anything more off of this, but timely rotation lets them at least get a return kill.
I really loved the ultimate there from Hunbots. You saw it eat up the end of the beat, and then right before he teleported, it reactivated. I mean, that's one of the strengths of Fear No Evil, is it reactivates every pulse, every damage tick. It's going to re-put that fear on you if you're still inside of it. You can get hit by it multiple times.
It's a primary strength of it. I mean, is that it is an ultimate, and when you consider the old Sun Wukong ultimate, the old Hunbot's ultimate, I guess, it was just that initial application.
Right. Not to mention, had a very long startup.
It did, yeah. He had to throw whatever that was, keg of fireworks, I guess. But in the meantime, we do have the tier 1 on the left side falling to Neath. She's going to be able to skirt on out of there before Blaze and Instinctivity can rotate over, so nothing really doing. I Win You Lose starting to get bullied a bit now by Penguins for Life, who is really doing some work on the Zhang Kuei. I'm pretty impressed.
I mean, this is not a character that we see too often. But with the recent, minor buff that he received, people are starting to bring him back into favor. What I love, though, is you see the shell picked up on him.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
He's already super hard to kill, and now he's going to gain extra protections and passive damage mitigation on top of the protections that he gains from the Bag of Demons.
They're catching out the Thor ultimate there. The Plague sees that. Oh, he's still going to go into the tower. Athena ultimate being channel top by When You Lose, and needs to get out of here. The backside of it's not going to be enough, and he's going to go down. But they wasted a lot of ultimates there to just kill the Thor.
I did not like the Hunbot's ultimate. That was major overkill, and that's going to hurt them here. Oh, that's
a shell's
damage.
Coming out, but the shell's out. They're going to have a very hard time bursting down anybody now as the Wing Gust comes out from the Isis. That's one kill. Blaze is in trouble now as well. He's going to continue in. Neath ultimate coming through. Doesn't matter because he goes down, and that is an easy turnaround for Full Moon. Too many ultimates wasted on a Thor underneath the tower.
If they had the Hunbot's ultimate available to them, they would have at least forced out on Dying Love. They can't contest anything they do at this point. They still have that amazing Aphrodite ultimate available to them.
To be perfectly honest, that could have been there could be a Fire Giant right there, I think.
I probably would have called for that to where I'm in the position. But, I mean, what could they have done? Ogni could have done some damage. Apollo could have rotated over, but look at the trouble he's having, forced to use pretty much all of his abilities to get out of that one. Backflip's going to be used there. Aggressively, she's looking for the Spirit Arrow.
Oh, not on cooldown. And she did use the ultimate earlier to try to secure a kill. That it wasn't needed, unfortunately, so a little bit of miscommunication there. They were able to burst that target down. Could have been an easy kill into Apollo.
But Nua is going to get, pushed out of the mid lane now as the tower does go down. There's a couple of tier 1s going the way now of the boys of Paragon Gaming, and that kind of comeback that we were looking at for Full Moon on the back of that Gold Fury pickup has all but disappeared. 2,500 gold now separating the teams. Gold Fury back up. Try closer to about 5,000 now as this thing goes down.
Oh, Athena's charging up. Preemptive Strike. It's not down low enough yet. She's looking for the steal. She's going to need to go for the confound. Mjolnir's attunement's going to stop the push, and she's going to move in here. Apollo ultimate's in. They're looking for everything they can. Paragon does manage to take the Gold Fury, but you can see Zhang Kui is very low at this point, trying to find something. D-Good does get a kill there, but he gets very low and gets taken down. Ultimate coming out. Envelope Dawn gonna rain down, find Athena, and it looks like Agni's gonna be forced out of this one. They can't continue this forward. Overall, it looks like that was a 2 for 2, but they lost what they were looking for.
Oh man, the Isis though, she has a lot of damage.
Yeah.
I mean, that Spirit Ball hit Agni at about half range for 640 damage.
And there comes Spear of the Magus activated as well. That's going to be serious damage application.
Probably would have preferred to see that on the Zhong, to be honest. But interestingly enough, they're going to go ahead and pick it up on the Isis with the Wing Gust. Zhong, of course, with a dot, a little bit easier to stack that up. And he's picking up another uncommon sash.
Gem of Isolation?
Gem? It's got to be Gem, right?
It's got to be Gem.
So,
actually, slows on top of slows on top of slows.
Probably Blink then coming out as his final ability slot. Most likely, you would assume.
That's aggressive.
The thing about the Blink Zhang Kui with Gem of Isolation is that the first pulse of your Ghost, if you hit all 5 players, slows all 5 players.
Right.
Which is why you would buy the Blink. Conventionally, you'd probably buy a Sprint or Beads here. Most likely, the Beads 3 would be the most safe pickup with the cooldown reduction plus the escapability. But I think with this type of all-in damaging build, where he doesn't have a Doom Orb either, so it's not really all-in, I'm sorry, but it's very, very late-game focused, he's going to be fine. I mean, all he really wants to do is just sit there, be fat, channel out slows, and damage. He doesn't really care about, surviving the team fight so much as winning at first team.
He also doesn't care about the Nua, who was forced to use her entire kit, get into snake form, and jump out of that last fight. She took way too much damage, and this is the part of the game where Nua's going to be in trouble, and she's not even going to be found here as poor Athena gets picked on. There goes the hand 3, and the actual execution chance for them to take away this Fire Giant. This is a great spot right now for Paragon to be in.
Doesn't the Uncommon Sash build into the Rod of Asclepius as well?
No, that's Rod of Healing. It goes Sash, Rod of Healing, Rod of Asclepius.
So out of Sash, he can build into that, right?
No.
No, he can't. Okay.
No, yeah, that's
the other side.
It's
the
Gem,
ring side.
It's Warlocks, and it's something else that just does not matter.
Well, Pythagorum's piece doesn't matter, but I don't think it's that.
No, yeah, I think isn't that?
No, that's out of the lifesteal tree.
Yeah, that's
Items hard.
Items are hard.
But
had
we get
everything
Fire
learned,
Giant.
and they changed everything.
Fire Giant going down on
big
Apollo crashing in, doing a lot of damage.
That's
Just in trouble now. He's going to get the kill into the Isis. There's no Isis ultimate damage mitigation gone.
That's
very,
big.
very low now is Shenanigans. Sneaky Pineapple goes down as well. This is looking like a wipe. Zhang Kui channeling in his damage. It is a lot, but not enough to secure any kills just yet. The Plague's going to try to chase the kill now onto D. Good. He leads forward, but misses it. He chokes. As you mentioned, uses his beads too early as well, unless it was a Magus wasn't popping.
For the cooldown. He threw Mjolnirs and auto-teleported by hitting the button too many times. He choked that kill. Thor and Zhang Kui, the only ones alive. Anvil of Dawn available, but there are 4 people left up on Full Moon.
It's ethereal.
What?
Ethereal staff.
Ethereal staff. That's not useless at all.
No, that
a great
could
item.
very well be the item that he purchases after Gem. But Blackout now with the Gem of Isolation, are they gonna really build multiple Gems of Isolation this game? I mean, this is like
it might be an ethereal staff. I mean, given the fact that he has Warlock Sash available to him and the small amount of health coming out from Bam Shroud, that'd actually be a really strong pickup. Not to mention, like you said, he's going into sprint. You were right. It's not going to be beads. It's not going to be Aegis. He's looking for a full aggression build. Giving him an ethereal staff off of that's going to make that magic happen.
Yeah, and if he follows this up with a big defensive item, like if he gets like a Mail of Renewal on the back of all of this, good luck ever killing Zhang Kui. We have a Thor ultimate in the mid lane, though, as the rest of Paragon comes crashing in. Thor's going to try to climb the backline, but he's going to miss. They are going to most likely be getting a kill here on Instinctivity with some nice Agni Bombs, and actually a kill out onto the Thor for Jack Predator. Everyone just always underestimates the amount of damage Agni's going to do. Ice is going to get taunted out quite nicely there. It's going to save the life of the Agni. He can now set the backline to throw probably another bomb. Instinctivity going to get out of that Isis ultimate as well. Going to save her life on the Athena. D. Gooden now in deep in between 3. Zhang Kui, you're going to need to do a lot of damage here to keep them in place. He's actually going to start channeling the ultimate. That's going to be an easy kill. If he can stun out the bots as well, they should be able to secure this. Continuing to channel in are the ghosts. Zhang Kui wants to go deep here.
Look at that defense.
But yeah, nothing that they can't really dive the tower on this. And in the meantime, there's a Phoenix being pressured by a win you lose.
Oh, I didn't like that, guys. Make sure when you're using Flame Strike to push, you're getting as close as possible. He could have backed off in the meantime, but that was a lot of missed damage, about 50% missed damage right there. But look at the damage the Phoenix is taking. Is he going to have it? He gets the Flame Strike in, and what? 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 Where'd he go?
Is that real life? He
Was
bought
that
protected
teleport?
recall.
The shielded or the protected recall?
Wow.
So that was not only planned, that was like intended from the
He
beginning.
invested into that.
Jeepers.
Wow. And
You know, the Aphrodite probably could have just saved back off and stopped that pretty
No,
easily.
protected recall doesn't stop ICC.
Yeah, it does. Interrupted by damage or CC. Without being able to be
interrupted by
Oh,
damage or CC.
wow.
I remember that used to have a 60-second
OP.
cooldown, and in 3v3 tournaments, we used to pick it up against Odin Zeus. Odin would put the cage down and use back.
OP.
Yeah, OP. It's a cool. That was great, man.
Raise your protected recall.
Shout outs to I Win You Lose.
Yo,
throwing
look
out
at
an
this
item.
build, though, for Blazed.
That's one of my favorite items in the game currently. Hydra's Lament, ton of damage, 50 damage on the item. 15% cooldown reduction is going to cap his CDR. Not to mention the passive damage. You could see we got the short sword coming out. That's going to be a Deathbringer. That's another 50 damage on top of the 40 that Jotuns is giving you. Dude is going to be swinging.
But, like, it's literally not even close to worth delaying your Deathbringer.
Oh, see, I don't know. I think they're both really strong.
I mean, Hydra's Lament's all well and good, but you're not talking about doubling your damage plus 50%.
Oh, Bart, we got a big push.
Wow.
Penguins is already down. That's 2 kill, plus they got the Gold Fury. Suddenly, the eclipse has happened and Full Moon has taken over.
Yeah, Fatalis Nua. Now she's just never slows down and continues to hit you for about 210 a swing. Flame Strike's going to hit. That's going to be a dead Aphrodite. This could be the game.
Yeah, I think they can end here. I mean, only Neith is going to be available after this, and she is not going to do anything against these four. Not to mention, look at the little diamonds on the bottom of your screen. Hunbot still has Fear No Evil.
Oh, that's the wipe. That's the game, boys. Hydra's Lament, OP, apparently. But, yeah, I mean, Full Moon lost this game for a long time before winning it pretty convincingly.
Oh, that was a very harsh loss in the beginning. Consider the fact that
I mean, I think they may still be down. Oh, no, they're up now. They're up now.
that was a 4,000 gold swing at one point. It was a 4v5 going into the Fire Giant. They had all 5 people. They lost the push. They lost most of their team. Or actually, they won the push. They killed most of the team, but all the while, I Win You Lose is just shoving a Phoenix down. I think that game was won by protected. Look at, oh my lord.
7,000 structure damage on the new was what I'm pointing out there, guys. I think that was like when that Phoenix death into the protected recall, that Flame Strike hit Paragon right in the feels. Like they immediately lost the game after that. They dove the mid lane. They lost all their gods. Did you see? And by the way, did you see how fast that the Zhonghui melted in that last team fight at the Gold Fury?
He was irrelevant.
He was obliterated, and he was sitting on.
Same thing as Isis, just gone.
I mean, let's take a look at this here. He was sitting on 2,800 health, 90 physical, 60 magical protection. I mean, he was fat.
And that's after Recall Demons has been used, so they could have had even more.
That's right. Looks like we do have a replay coming up here, guys. So I missed the production cue on what that is. But we'll find out in just a second here. Let's see exactly what we got, guys. We take another look at Paragon and Full Moon. Oh, this is the last fight here at the Fire Giant. Look at the Zhonghui. Bye-bye. Those crits coming through as well, just ripping through him. And then the Nua just chases everyone down. They had no answer for the Fatalis Nua at this point. You would have really expected that jump of isolation on Isis to help kind of slow her down, and a very nice Flame Strike. Pretty pedestrian to hit there, but keeping cool under pressure as I Win You Lose. Finds the damage onto the Pineapple, and then the Neith, she puts up a nice little last-ditch effort there, but nothing doing for the rest of the team. Looks like we do have our next game going to be ready to go shortly, guys. It's going to be Return versus Torch.
That's right. Return had a pretty strong week 1. I mean, they've worked themselves up to 9th seed already. Torch still 8th seed. This is, I think, a match we're going to be seeing for a while. Even if Return gets through here, they're going to go up against Team Dignitas, which means they're going to still wind up very close to 8th or 9th seed. And if they go up to 8th seed, that means Torch goes down to 9th seed, and they'll find themselves against each other again next week.
Yeah, but guys, this is a game that you definitely want to watch. Return almost beating COG last week, if not for a Barracuda Pentakill at the end of the game to really bail COG out. So see if they can make it back into the round of 4 or deeper this week for the Return. Also, the team that
supposedly Kiki Star's playing for now. So we'll see exactly how it all shakes out here in North America, guys. Thank you for tuning in to week number 5 of the Smite World Championship. My name is hi-rez Bart. That's DM Brandon, and we'll see you all in just a couple minutes with the round of 16.